There is a financial myth that has quietly sabotaged generations of brilliant minds. The belief that wealth is only for the lucky, the ruthless, or the born genius. You work harder than anyone, yet somehow your salary always feels like a leash, not a reward. This was the reality for Alex, a 32-year-old marketing manager, high income but stuck. His $120,000 job was a glittering cage. He was ambitious, but every paycheck vanished into bills, taxes, and the crushing realization that he was building someone else's dream, not his own. Welcome to the Ace Wealth Mindset. Today we crack the code of the single most influential book ever written on success, Think and Grow Rich, by Napoleon Hill. This isn't about investments. It's about a mental technology that turns desire into gold. The first step in Alex's struggle wasn't lack of money, but lack of a true burning desire. He was like most people. He wished for more money. He wanted a raise. He wanted a better job. But his ambition was a dull ember, not a raging inferno. This passive wishing is the single biggest block to wealth accumulation. Most people treat financial freedom like a lottery win, something that happens to them, not something they actively create. Alex, standing in his high-rise apartment, felt the emptiness of his accomplishments because they were all transactional, not transformative. The aha moment for Alex came when he internalized Hill's first most fundamental principle. The starting point of all achievement is desire, but not just any desire. It must be a specific, measurable amount, coupled with a fixed deadline and a clear plan of what you intend to give in return. Hill insists that a mere wish is useless. It must be a burning, all-consuming obsession. Alex, taking his worn leather notebook, followed the process to the letter. He wrote, "By January 1st, 2028, I will possess $1 million, which will come to me in return for launching and successfully scaling a marketing automation platform." He set a deadline, defined the value exchange, and made it specific. This is the application, shifting from a vague hope to a concrete, unshakable goal that demands action. The result? This act alone immediately activated a different part of his mind. It replaced the anxiety of his current job with the excitement of a future project, transforming his productivity and focus overnight. The second massive stumbling block for Alex, even with a burning desire, was doubt. He'd set a $1 million goal, but an internal voice screamed, "Who are you to do this?" This is the shadow of every big dream: lack of faith. In his research, Alex saw Hill treat faith not as a religious concept, but as a deliberate state of mind that can be induced through affirmation. The conventional approach is to wait for evidence before you believe. The Hill approach is the exact opposite. You must believe before the evidence appears. Hill's insight is simple but profound. Faith is the only known antidote to the negative impulses of doubt and fear. It is the ability to maintain a positive mental attitude despite temporary defeat. This isn't about positive thinking in isolation. It's about fusing that desire with an absolute conviction that the goal has already been achieved. It's the difference between saying, "I hope I will," and "I am going to." Alex's application was to use the formula from Lesson 1 and visualize the successful launch of his platform every morning and night. Specifically, he closed his eyes and vividly imagined the moment he transferred the first $1 million into his private account. This continuous mental repetition wasn't just a feel-good exercise. Hill argues that through this repetition, the conscious mind feeds the subconscious mind, creating a thought form that is the genuine equivalent of faith. The result was a dramatic decrease in procrastination. He stopped allowing minor setbacks to derail him, seeing them instead as necessary steps on the path of an already achieved goal. However, even with desire and faith, Alex struggled to maintain the intensity. He'd be motivated for a few days, only to relapse into the anxiety and grind of his managerial job. His environment, his friends, his colleagues, they all reinforced the old limiting beliefs. This introduced him to the third principle: auto-suggestion. the principle by which the subconscious mind is influenced through the power of repetition and belief. Most people use autosuggestion negatively, constantly feeding their minds doubts, fears, and the limits of their bank account. Hill teaches that our thoughts are magnetic. They attract their own kind, the insight. The subconscious mind will act on any suggestion given to it in a spirit of faith. The crucial mechanism is not the words themselves, but the emotion with which they are spoken. Hill provides a precise methodology. Repeat the written statement of your goal aloud, once a day, with as much feeling and conviction as if you were reading the final success story of your life. Alex's application became his daily ritual. He stood in front of his bathroom mirror, notebook in hand, and recited his million-dollar goal with his full emotional energy. He even started using a voice recorder to listen to his own affirmations on his commute. The result was a profound mental shift. His subconscious mind, constantly bombarded by this new, empowering data, began to filter his experience, highlighting opportunities and resources directly related to his goal. He saw marketing problems at his day job that suddenly seemed like the exact high-value feature his new platform needed, but action still felt isolated. Alex realized he needed skills and energy that he simply didn't possess. He knew marketing, but he was weak in engineering, finance, and legal structuring. This is the point where most solo entrepreneurs fail, trying to be a one-person army. Hill's fourth principle addresses this directly. The mastermind, the core insight. The mastermind principle consists of an alliance of two or more minds working in perfect harmony for the attainment of a common objective. The key is the perfect harmony because the coordination of effort creates a third, invisible force, a new, greater intelligence that is superior to the sum of its individual parts. You don't just need a team, you need a harmonious, driven alliance. Alex's application was immediately tactical. He didn't quit his job. Instead, he used his professional network with newfound precision. He sought out two individuals, a seasoned software engineer who shared his passion for automation, and a sharp finance expert with a knack for bootstrapping. He presented his burning desire with such clarity and faith that they immediately bought into the vision, not just the task. The result was an explosion of momentum. The Mastermind Alliance reduced the projected development time by 50% and, critically, provided the daily accountability and diverse perspective Alex couldn't get alone. With the desire, faith, self-programming, and a team in place, Alex's final hurdle was action. He had a big goal, but no structure, leading to sporadic bursts of energy followed by burnout. The mastermind was generating ideas faster than they could be executed. This brought him to the fifth principle. Organized planning. Hill is clear. No amount of desire or faith can achieve a permanent result without a plan of execution. This plan must be flexible and constantly tested against reality, but the process of creating it is non-negotiable. The most powerful part of this principle is Hill's concept of the selling of one's services. Alex realized he was not just selling a product, he was selling the value of his time, effort, and ideas to his team, to investors, and to future customers. The application was to create a massive, living, evolving document detailing every step from the minimum viable product, MVP launch, to the million-dollar target. The mastermind team met weekly to refine this plan, assigning tasks, setting small, achievable deadlines, and holding each other accountable. The result? Alex finally broke free from the psychological paralysis of the big goal. By focusing on the next 48 hours of the organized plan, the overwhelming objective became a series of manageable, high-impact tasks. In less than 18 months, Alex and his mastermind team successfully launched their marketing platform. The initial goal of $1 million wasn't just met. It was a milestone on the way to a much larger enterprise. He didn't just earn money. He earned ownership of his time and his life. The true transformation was in his identity. He stopped being a high-paid employee and became a wealth creator. Hill's lessons transformed a desperate desire into a deliberate, repeatable process. The 5 steps are simple, but the emotional commitment is not. If you apply the burning desire, faith, autosuggestion, mastermind, and organized planning principles with relentless consistency, your financial situation must change. The world will give you what you demand, but your demand must be absolute, not a plea. Don't let this wisdom be another motivational video you scroll past. Your first step is to write down your specific financial goal right now. If you are ready to stop wishing and start demanding your wealth, smash the like button and subscribe to the Ace Wealth Mindset. Let us know in the comments. What is the exact dollar amount of your burning desire? Share this video with the person you want in your mastermind alliance. And for the next step, watch our deep dive on the 6th principle. Imagination. We'll see you there.